Ozzy Osbourne breaks 3.2 million Rolex and Salesman. Thinks he can't afford it. Picture this. Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive. The most luxurious street on earth, where diamonds glitter in the sunlight and every window display looks like it belongs in a museum. Inside one of these temples of wealth, precision timepieces, the world's most elite watch boutique, a single mistake was about to turn into a life-changing lesson. Because that Tuesday afternoon, the man walking through those doors didn't look rich, famous, or important, but in less than 2 hours his name would echo through every luxury store in Beverly Hills and teach a lesson money could never buy. Before we begin, tell me where in the world you're watching from. And if you love stories that open your eyes and touch your soul, subscribe right now to Voices of Darkness. Let's hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers together, because today you're about to witness the $4 million lesson. Precision Timepieces wasn't just a watch store. It was a fortress of elegance. Crystal chandeliers hung like frozen rain. Marble floors reflected the gleam of $3 million timepieces, and every tick of every watch seemed synchronized with the heartbeat of luxury itself. Store manager Vincent Carmichael, 58 years old, stood at the center of it all like a proud monarch. Third-generation luxury dealer, Harvard MBA. He believed he could read a customer's worth before they even spoke. Vincent's rule was simple. Expensive people deserve expensive treatment. Ordinary ones don't. As he adjusted his silk tie that afternoon, he looked over the gleaming display cases. A Duio Patek Philippe, a 1.7-year Richard Mille, and his crown jewel, a Paul Newman Rolex Daytona, valued at $3.2 million, one of only 3 ever made. Beside him stood his assistant, Maria Rodriguez, 26, fresh out of UCLA, working to pay off student loans. She was everything Vincent wasn't, kind, observant, and quietly unimpressed by wealth. Maria, Vincent said, his voice polished but cold. Remember what I told you. Not everyone who walks in deserves attention. These watches aren't for everyone. Maria nodded, her heart sinking. Yes, Mr. Carmichael. But she thought to herself, everyone deserves respect. She just didn't dare say it aloud. At 2:30 p.m., the glass doors opened with a soft chime. The man who walked in didn't belong there, at least not by Vincent's standards. He wore faded Levi's, a gray t-shirt, and worn-out Converse sneakers. His hair was a silver halo of wild curls, his walk slightly uneven, his eyes curious and kind behind thick glasses. Vincent's instinct kicked in instantly. Tourist, window shopper. Waste of time. Good afternoon, sir, he said, tone crisp and dismissive. Can I help you? The man smiled warmly. Yeah, mate. I was just admiring that Rolex in the corner. Quite a stunner, innit? His accent, unmistakably British, rough around the edges. Vincent's lips twitched. That particular model, sir, is very exclusive. Perhaps you'd be interested in something more accessible? The man tilted his head. Accessible, eh? What's so special about that one, then? Vincent took a step forward, rehearsing his lines like a script he'd said 100 times. This is a 1968 Paul Newman Daytona, one of only 3 in the world. It was Paul Newman's own piece. He didn't mention the price yet. That was his filter. The man's eyes softened. Paul Newman, you say? Great actor. Met him a few times back in the 70s, lovely bloke. How much? Vincent smirked. $3.2 million, sir. Most people would have gasped. This man didn't even blink. Reasonable, he said. Mind if I have a closer look? Vincent froze for half a second. Did he just say reasonable? Out of obligation, he nodded and carefully opened the case. Maria watched quietly. Something about this old man, his calmness, his humor, felt different. When the man held the watch, his hands trembled slightly. Not from nervousness, from age. Beautiful craftsmanship, he murmured. Sharon would love this one. It's our 42nd anniversary next month. Vincent's guard dropped slightly. Your wife appreciates fine timepieces? Oh, mate, he chuckled. She appreciates everything fine. Houses, cars, jewelry. She's got a taste for the good stuff. But she's worth every penny. Maria smiled quietly. Whoever Sharon is, she's lucky, she thought. And then it happened. A sudden tremor. The watch slipped from the man's fingers. The room froze. A second later, crack. The $3.2 million Rolex hit the marble floor, glass shattering like ice. Time stopped. Vincent's face turned purple. What have you done? His voice thundered through the room, echoing off the crystal chandeliers. That was a $3.2 million watch. Do you understand what you've just destroyed? The man blinked, calm but embarrassed. I'm terribly sorry, mate. My hand slipped. I'll pay for the damages, of course. Vincent's fury exploded. Pay for it? Look at yourself. You couldn't pay for the box it came in? You're wearing a $20 t-shirt and sneakers with holes. Maria gasped. Mr. Carmichael, stay out of this. Vincent barked. The other customers, a Japanese collector and a young tech billionaire, turned to watch. Vincent's rage was unstoppable. How did you even get in here? This is Beverly Hills, not some thrift shop. People like you don't belong here. The man's expression changed, still calm but now sharp. People like me, eh? And what exactly do you mean by that, mate? Vincent sneered. You probably don't even have $500 to your name. I'm calling security. And that's when the universe decided to teach him humility. The man sighed and reached into his pocket. From his worn leather wallet, he pulled out a sleek black J.P. Morgan Chase Reserve card, made of titanium, shining like midnight. Vincent froze. His blood drained. That card was invitation only for individuals worth over $25 million, Maria whispered. Mr. Carmichael, this is real. And the name, she looked closer. John M. Osbourne, Vincent blinked. Osbourne. Wait, the man smiled. Ozzy. Most people call me Ozzy. A 22-year-old delivery driver standing nearby nearly dropped his package. Wait a sec. Are you saying you're Ozzy Bloody Osbourne? Vincent stammered. Who's that? The kid laughed in disbelief. Dude, he's the Prince of Darkness, the godfather of heavy metal. He literally invented a genre of music. Ozzy chuckled. Well, that's putting it a bit strong, son. But guilty as charged, the room transformed. The air itself changed. Hiroshi Tanaka, the Japanese collector, bowed deeply. Osbourne, son, it is an honor. My son listens to your music every day. Maria covered her mouth in shock. Mr. Osbourne, my dad played your records my whole childhood. I can't believe it's you. Vincent's knees felt weak. Mr. Osbourne, I had no idea. Ozzy raised his hand. Easy there, mate. No need for the royal treatment. But you might want to rethink how you judge people. Ozzy looked down at the broken Rolex. Now, about this mess. How much damage are we talking, mate? Vincent swallowed hard. The piece was valued at $3.2 million, but given the provenance, probably closer to $4 million in total. Ozzy nodded without hesitation. Done, charge the card. Maria's jaw dropped. $4 million? Just like that? Ozzy smiled. Love, at my age, money's just numbers. But breaking Paul Newman's watch, that's personal. He was a good bloke. As Vincent processed the payment with trembling hands, Ozzy shared stories. About meeting Paul Newman at a 1975 charity gala. About Elvis, Sinatra, and the wildness of fame. Maria listened with awe. Vincent listened with shame. Finally, the receipt printed and $4,000 approved. Ozzy said softly, You see, Vincent, money can replace watches. But what you said to me earlier, that can't be taken back. Be careful with your words, mate. They reveal more about you than your suit ever could. Vincent's eyes filled with tears. Mr. Osbourne, I'm deeply sorry. Ozzy smiled gently. Apology accepted. But promise me something. Treat everyone who walks through that door like they might be Ozzy Osbourne. By the time Ozzy left, the store was transformed. Maria helped clean the shattered glass. Vincent stood silently, staring at the framed receipt, the proof of the most expensive mistake of his life. That evening, he called a meeting. From today, he told his staff, we treat everyone the same. No matter how they look, no matter what they wear. Maria smiled. So, like they might be Ozzy Osbourne? Vincent nodded. Exactly. Within a week, the broken Rolex pieces were framed on the wall with a gold plaque. The day we learned appearances deceive. Maria was promoted. Vincent's arrogance turned into mentorship, and Beverly Hills whispered about the $4 million lesson. That evening, Ozzy returned home to Sharon. Where have you been all day? She asked suspiciously. Oh, just a bit of shopping on Rodeo Drive, he said innocently. Shopping? She raised an eyebrow. How much did this one cost us? Ozzy chuckled. $4 million. But technically it was an accident. Sharon stared, then burst into laughter. Only you, Ozzy Osbourne, could break a $3 million watch and turn it into a life lesson. She later sent Vincent a handwritten card. Thank you for treating my husband fairly in the end. Second chances matter. We all make mistakes, but not everyone learns from them. Sharon Osbourne. A week later, the story went viral. Ozzy Osbourne's $4 million lesson in humility shakes Beverly Hills. Luxury stores across Rodeo Drive began adopting the same policy. Treat every customer like they might be a legend. And Ozzy? He still wore his old jeans and t-shirts, still laughed at his own chaos, still reminded the world that class isn't measured in cash, because appearances can deceive, but character never does. And as Ozzy walked into the sunlight that day, he didn't just leave behind a broken Rolex. He left behind broken pride, rebuilt with respect. Vincent found peace in humility. Maria found purpose in kindness, and Beverly Hills found its soul again. If this story moved you, prove your love for Ozzy Osbourne right now. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Voices of Darkness. Let's complete our 1,000 subscribers goal together, because sometimes the biggest lessons come from the most expensive mistakes, and the loudest voices come from the darkest places.